What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB. Once again, big shout out to my doggy. Plays boxing for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, we got some wicked news for the great unwashed masses right now regarding the light-skinned prophet, the half-baked prophet, Moses Itauma. And the news is undoubtedly unfortunate and truly wicked. Here we go. Ben Davison has popped out and revealed that Jermaine Franklin, the cat who really had two good fights, he almost beat Dillian White. That was 50-50 life and death, and in my opinion, was the best Dillian White I've seen in a while. And he had a good fight with AJ as well. Didn't get put on his back. He had a good scrap with both of them. So, Jermaine Franklin has bottled it. He don't want no work. He don't want no work from the half-baked prophet. Okay? So it's looking like I spoke to a few cats close to the situ, and they told me no one wants to work from the light-skinned prophet, man. Can we blame them? No. Listen, mate, he's supposed to be old school. What's that? That's mad. That's mad. What's going on? That's mad. Some ghosts and shit in the YB's yard. Anyway, what are we talking about? No one want to work. They don't want to work. That's what they don't want. I don't know what's wrong with these new age man. Yeah? Old school man. The bottom line is, especially like Jermaine Franklin, this should be your come up. You say, yeah. Woo. I see something sweet in the town. I'm fixing to go in there and show him how we do it out of where Jermaine Franklin from. Wherever he from. I'm going to show him how we do it out of. Right? I'm going to represent my city. Instead, it's not like Jermaine Franklin's got a red hot career. We'd all get it why AJ might not necessarily want to get his head knocked off by a 20-year-old half-bake, right? We'll get that. But Jermaine Franklin, man, this is... The coins they paying as well, 2 milli. Where are you going to make another 2 milli at? Now, it's possible. A lot of AJ's Joe Blow competitors, they got like minimum 5 mil. Certainly between 3 and 5 minimum baseline. I believe at one point it was 10. Ruiz in the first fight got 8 or 10 or something like that. So obviously Ruiz beat him. That might have kind of dipped it a bit. So by the time Franklin had a go with AJ, it probably was 3 or 4. But either way, 3 or 4. So it's possible he's thinking, but another 2, listen. He ain't made more than 5 mil in his career after taxes. If you add up the AJ and Dillian White fight, I think that's more or less fair. 5 mil to add another 1 to that, I'm taking that. You can knock my big black ass out for $1 million, right? That's what I'll be on. But these new age men are scary, man. Franklin's never been down. He looks quite sturdy, although his last fight against that Ivan Jicko was shocking. It was shocking. It was bad. He was goosed, and the other guy was goosed. It was a really ugly and horrible fight. But who else have we got here? Listen. Joe Joyce was supposed to be on. He was supposed to be fighting Richard Riakporhe. I don't want to see Joe in Itauma, because that can be more of the same. That would be wicked. And for me, as a resident light skin, I don't want to see half-bake on half-bake violence. Yeah? We need to be strong as a unit. Yeah? That's what we need to be. So I don't want to see Joe Joyce in there. I don't want to see 2 light-skinned dons go at it like that. Yeah? We got enough to deal with out here. With our single family homes. We don't need no more problems with each other, right? We need to be a unit. So I don't want to see Joe Joyce get his block, because his block will get knocked off. I'm not saying the town was proper legit yet. We haven't seen the cardio. We haven't seen how his beak holds up. That said, I'll say this for free, his head will come right off. Joe Joyce loves the right hand as well. Never mind the southpaw. He loves the right hand. He loves the backhand. He come on, put it right here. At one point, Joe Joyce was on that, wasn't he? At one point, Joe Joyce was... Well, they just hit me on it and it bounces off. This guy, Joe... Oh, yeah, they can't hit me. They hit me on it and it will bounce off. Oops. It's fascinating, really. I guess, as a human, you go based on the previous information. And so far, it had just bounced off. But if you look into boxing history, you know that don't last forever, man. It just don't last forever. The human brain ain't made like that. It's not going to be... You don't get sharper or more resilient after taking headshots. I don't believe. There isn't no Benjamin Button tip. Yeah? But I don't want to see Joe Joyce in there. He's active. Lawrence Okola, he be talking a lot. I'm not... Would the Talmadge team even take it? The thing is with Okola, look, Okola went life and death with that Kevin cat. That was a stinker. The worst that happened with Okolie is you'll get stunk out. But you'll beat him on points, the speed of it. But it doesn't look like he's going to fight Okolie. He was injured allegedly or something like that. Dubois, that's not going to happen either. Wardley's busy. Gassiev, what about Gassiev? He's never been down. Cruiserweight, but he's durable. I mean, it don't get me hot. I think it's alright, yeah. Because of the stiffness of Gassiev, the durability. Oh, if you're desperate to find someone, throw him in there. Who else we got? What's Piccoli doing? They was whooping that one up, weren't they? Yeah. Ooh. But listen, I won't be surprised if Piccoli shit himself and don't want it. I really wouldn't. Sorry, I don't trust Piccoli. He talks a lot, but I think he knows. I don't think he'd fancy it, is the bottom line. But then again, he did fight Jared Anderson. That was somewhat relatively the same scenario. Anderson was a 3-1 favourite, and Anderson was supposed to go in there and handle it. So he's done it before, but I think with Piccoli, because he'd done it before, he thinks he won the undisputed title. That's how he's been carrying on. That Jared Anderson fight was like the undisputed sparring championship of the world for him. He's done it all now. Honestly, that's his mindset. He's not really fussed. He doesn't want to do it again, that's for sure. Yeah, he don't want to do it again. So I wouldn't expect him to show up either. Chisora, I don't want to see that. FAA Jagba, that would do. That would do as well. Riakpor's busy. Zhang, that would do. Pulev, no, I don't want to see that. Pulev's of the Dillian White ilk. And talking of the Dillian White ilk, another relic, yeah, with an undetermined birth date, popped out recently, calling out Itauma. Now I respect him for doing so, but listen, Luis Ortiz came out and said, following his return to the ring, he fought some idiot. The 46-year-old, the 66-year-old, let's call it spade spade. Let's not do no capping on this one. And I saw him, he does look 66. He's got that, you know, when people get older, kind of back hunches over. Not massively, but he has like, trust me, he's stiff. This will be like, I rate Luis Ortiz the same way I rated Dillian White for backing it, but we've seen that now. If we hadn't just seen another old man, an old Yardy in there with the light-skinned prophet, I'd say go for it, but no. He will get knocked out quick. Wild had already had a go on his ass as well. Trust me, Itauma does serious harm to Luis Ortiz. Would it do? Listen, if he fought Ortiz like, yes, tomorrow, do it, but not a 6-month build-up for Ortiz. Itauma needs to have been busy for these type of cats, really. We need guaranteed durability, and I don't think he has that. Who else we got? Yeah, we talked about Zhang. What's he doing? But a lot of these cats now, it's fair to say, people like Zhang, and they've got established names, and they're not going to want to. But who's Zhang duck though? Caballero wasn't a massive name. I don't think Zhang's ducked no one. But what's he doing? Would Team Itauma even want it? You just don't know, do you? The political situation. What's his name? Davison and team, they claim they want it all. You just don't know what really they're thinking, right? You can say it, but doing it's another thing. Franklin would have been a solid start though. Justice Hooney, he can box. Can't punch, and his chops is no good, right? If we're to believe that Itauma was the second coming, we should be able to deal with Hooney. Hooney's not that good. Oh, sorry, his top is like a 7 out of 10. He's solid in all elements, but he's not. If you struggle with him, then you've got a problem. In terms of you're going to be a bang average heavyweight. I think if you'd have put AJ in there with someone like Hooney, similar to Parker really, AJ didn't have too much problems with it. Now you can say, well, the referee was jumping in and yeah, you can, whatever. AJ didn't have loads of problems with. When it's all said and done, no one's saying that AJ was really struggling with Parker. So yeah, I don't mind the Hooney fight. Would he take it again? We don't know. And that is the problem with operating in the new age. In the new age, I mean, Franklin, I'd have put money on it that he'd wanted to fade. Right? Tony Yoka. Again, dig him up and put him in there. Huey Fury. It's got name value to it. Wilder's never going to take that fight. Fraser Clark's busy. Otto Wallen, the power bottom of the year. David Adelele. I wouldn't mind seeing him get knocked out. He's an idiot, but he's not going to take it either. So yeah, they're in a bit of a bind here, really. And this might actually end up pushing them into having to secure mandatory positions only. Right? If you can't get decent builder fights, at the end of the day, you're going to have to just be mandated, which is what is, particularly in these days, that is how you get your fight. You don't get it no other way if people don't want to fight you. You have to get mandatory, wait, and then go straight into the deep end. But if Usyk's departing soon, you're going to end up with the likes of Parker and Caballero as the top two. Both are interesting fights at this point for Itauma, but you would like him to... Listen, I think Frank going to have to get his pocketbook out. That's the bottom line here. If you put that figure big enough, people will take it. Although, Chisora, who's known as old school, right? Relatively old school, he said, I don't want nothing to do with that. But he's had a lot... Listen, Chisora's been making money since way back when. I think he fought Vlad like 2012 or something, and fought Hay, whatever year that was. So he's been making money. For Fury 3 times. So he ain't starving like that. Some of these man, like Franklin, he should be starving. I mean, I'll get in there. Because it's not like your career, you're in the mix for the Hall of Fame and you're worrying about it. You know, get in there, man. Miller. What's Miller doing? Where he at? Michael Hunter, what's he doing? Where he at? And I think that is more or less all we've got. So I think they're going to struggle, to be fair. Would Wallin do it? I think Wallin would take it, but he'd shit himself. Wallin would go in there and just be ready to go, full of cortisol. He'd be like this. He'd be so stressed, Wallin would. You'd see his chin, and he'd point his back out, and he'd put his chin in the air. Yeah? Like a broad. That's what would happen to him if he knew he was fighting at Itauma. His chin would go up, and his back would start arching, ready to take it from the light-skinned, half-baked prophet. That's what would happen, man. I'm telling you now. He couldn't even get in there and have a squabble with Chisora, Chisora's one-dimensional, to say the least. He's in slow motion. I like his tenacity, but he's slow motion. If you're struggling with Chisora, oh, come on. The time was going to be on that arse, man. I think Wallin would like it, though. After that last performance. Yeah, listen, you don't get the 2024 Power Bottom of the Year award for nothing. He loved being on the bottom. Oh man, but yeah, let's see how it plays out. I want to see this cat be active. When did he fight? It's only August. It feels like it was 6 months ago now. I think because it was quite forgettable, wasn't it, the fight? We didn't even see if Dillian might really throw a punch, or certainly didn't land a punch. And there is an argument he hasn't really fought, so you can say, yeah, he fought, we got him out in August. Did you though? He's half a round getting someone out. But is it possible they just can't get him in there with no one? No one wants it. Right? So it's all well and good me saying, yeah, get out. But if no one wants to take the fight, it's sad, really. I don't believe, listen, journeyman or mid-level guys would hop in there and have a go, man. It wasn't like it is today. People have got, especially for this type of money. Back in the day, yeah, them certain man, mid-level type cats, they was fighting for 10 bags. Right? There's no way Jermaine Franklin got offered less than $500 to $1 million, in my opinion. $500,000 to do something you're supposed to have been doing. Yeah? People, the things I would do for $500,000, you wouldn't believe. Yeah, and God would forbid most of them. Do you best believe that one right there, man? The things the YB would do for 500 large, you best believe it, man. Yeah? Would there be bigly frowned upon by his lordship, man. Yeah, he'd be up there shaking his head, this corny light skin, man. He sold out bad. Is that Diddy in the back? No, I'm messing. But yeah, let's see how that plays out, man. Hopefully you can get some work soon. Anyway, I'm out of here then. Smash the like button, subscribe, and check out my Patreon. We've got 1 million exclusive videos talking all the X-rated content that cannot be discussed on JTube. Okay? You can't talk about the bars I got here for you, man. I'd love to come on in and spit the gospel right here on JTube, but it cannot be done. So you've got to click here, let the YB weasel into your pocket, yeah? And snatch them 3 pieces of silver out there, man. No doubt about it. I'm out of here. Boss Johnny.